Battle of Kadesh between Ramses II and the Hittite king Muad'Alis. So let's start, but I need my glasses. Okay, now I can see better. Hope you don't mind. The two superpowers of antiquity clashed in the largest battle of the Bronze Age. It is also believed that the Battle of Kadesh was one of the largest chariot battles ever fought in the ancient Near East. With the coming to power of the 19th dynasty of pharaohs, the rise of external political power of Egypt began. The policy on conquest was restored. Egyptologists emphasize among the representatives of this dynasty Ramses II, Ramses II, Ramses II. He was tall and characterized by good health and physical strength. He ruled in 1290 1224 BC, leaving more than 100 children from different wives. After coming to power, Ramses II began his military career with campaign against the Hittites. By the time Ramses II sat on the throne, Egypt was losing its northern possessions. The city of Kadesh, which had been held by Egypt for over a century, had passed to the Hittites. The city became more than just an object of dispute. It became a symbol of the confrontation between empires. Kadesh was too far north for the Egyptians to control easily and too far south for the Hittites to control. That empire to which Kadesh belonged could boast of superior strength. This eventually led to a ruthless battle that took place at the city of Kadesh on the Orontes River. Orontes River. The Hittites were the first to arrive in the vicinity of Kadesh, where they camped outside the city to be out of sight of the approaching Egyptians. Here, the Hittite king Muad'Alis himself, with him 3,000 heavy chariots and 17,000 Hittite and allied infantry. 17,000. The Hittites sent numerous scouts to keep abreast of the movements of the Egyptian army and spread disinformation. In this, they succeeded. The Egyptians were convinced that the Hittites were still in Aleppo, some 200 kilometers away, and were too afraid of the Egyptians to move south. Only after reaching Kadesh did the Egyptians capture two scouts who, after a brutal interrogation, revealed the whereabouts of the Hittites' army. At this point, Ramses was setting up camp with only a month's unit and his bodyguard present. Ramses held an emergency council and sent messengers to hurry the units of Set and Ptah. Kadesh and attacked Ras units, which was approaching the Egyptian camp. The unit, before even having time to form up, turned to escape. The Battle of Kadesh at this point was shaping up to be a great victory for the Hittites. Many of the escaping soldiers of Ras' unit headed towards the Egyptian camp. The Hittites broke into the Egyptian camp and began looting because they thought that the battle was over. There was hardly anyone left beside Ramses at this point, but begging, he was helped by the god Ammon. I call upon thee, my father Ammon, surrounded by innumerable enemies of whom I had no knowledge, when all foreign countries have turned against me. I am left alone, and there is no one with me, and my army have deserted me. I cried out to them, but no one of them heard me when I cried out. And Ammon came when I called out to him, and he was behind me and before me at the same time, and he said, I am with you, I am your father, my right hand is over thee. Yes, I am more beneficial than 100,000 warriors. 100,000. 100,000 warriors. 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 I am the Lord of victory, the one who loves valor. Historians deny the divine intervention in the battle and claim that Pharaoh was saved by two things. First, the Hittite charioteers rushed to plunder the camp. Second, 5,000 soldiers of Ptah's corps struck the Hittites in the rear of a gentle hillside. At the same time, the heavy armed warriors of Seth's corps was surrounded on the plain at Arundus by the infantry and the cavalry of the Hittites. The infantry approaching Ramses mixed the chariots of the Hittites and somewhat diverted their forces. Diverted their forces. The respite gave the pharaoh an opportunity to gather his bodyguards and the remaining chariots and to break out of the encirclement by a blow towards Arons. Moved upstream away from the city, joining on the way with scattered detachments, and finally, with a powerful blow, unblocked the corpse of Seth, dropping the Hittite infantry into the Arundus. Although Ramses was able to dislodge the Hittites from the battlefield, he was unable to capture Kadesh. In addition, the Egyptian army suffered such heavy losses that it was forced to return to Egypt. The Hittites were also weakened and demoralized. However, both sides city of Kadesh went to the Egyptians. Ultimately, the Battle of Kadesh led to a peace treaty between the Hittites and the Egyptians. This treaty was originally engraved on silver tablets so that each side would receive its own copy. Remarkably, archaeologists have discovered both ancient Egyptian and Hittite versions of the treaty. The clay copy was discovered in the Hittite capital of Hattus and is now in the Istanbul Archaeological Museum. The Egyptian